Pacific will be at Sullivan. It's a 6 o'clock tip-off. We'll have that game on 102.1 KTUI FM. Winner plays at Union for the district championship on Thursday. Boys games on Tuesday will be Sullivan at Pacific at 6, Union at Borgia at 6. Again, go to Michigan.org to purchase their tickets. Boys finals on Friday, and that'll be 6 o'clock at the highest seed remaining. And in Class 6 District 8, first-round games on the boys' side. Battle at Washington at 6 o'clock tonight, Rockbridge at Hickman. And in girls action on Tuesday, Washington at Rockbridge at 6 o'clock. Middle school volleyball, the Owensville 7th and 8th grade teams have had to be quarantined. They will not be able to resume activity until the 11th, so all their games, Owensville Middle School volleyball, have been called off through the 9th. Games on the schedule for tonight: St. James at Sullivan, Steelville at Cuba, St. Clair at Herman, and Union at Pacific, and those are all 5:30 starts. Sports on the air, we have high school basketball. Sullivan girls hosting Pacific, 5:45 pregame, 6 o'clock tip-off on 102.1 FM, and after that we'll have Blues hockey tonight in Anaheim against the Ducks, 8:30 pregame, 9:10 puck drop, also on 102.1 KTUI FM. That's your look at sports. This is Bobby D.
Mobile Wallet, a fast and safe way to pay at millions of stores and within mobile apps. This is Debbie Durham with Sullivan Bank. Start by storing your card's information digitally and securely on your smart device. Shop your favorite merchants using your smartphone, tablet, or smartwatch. Your mobile device sends a unique one-time passcode to the merchant's terminal that doesn't contain actual card information like your name or card number. Add your Sullivan Bank card to your mobile wallet today. Experience the ease and convenience when making your purchases secure.
All right, it is 28 minutes in front of 8 o'clock. I'm Sam Scott. Glad to have you along this morning. Having some internet issues this morning, so I don't know if are we streaming or not. It looks like we might be again. I don't know. But
we'll see in a little bit if our
nobody's watching, so
if our because the stream's been off for a while, they all clicked out. So now we're back on. You can see our beautiful smiling faces once again, which will draw hundreds of people in, I'm sure.
So I guess you saw they laid rushed arrest in St. Louis.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised it was in St. Louis, up in Bell Fountain Park, I believe. And
well, that's where he's from, I guess.
Well, I lived most of his life in Cape Girardeau. I was kind of thinking maybe they might put him away down there, but
he was out in the coast, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, he was down in Florida, I think, is where he'd been working out of the last few years. He was out in New York for a while, but I think he's been working out of a studio in Florida, a home studio in Florida the last few years.
I saw President Trump spoke at CPAC. Did he get a Golden Globe or whatever it was?
No, he did not get one.
He didn't?
No.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah, that was, probably just missed out, I'm sure.
Yes, I would think.
Yeah. Well, our friends at the FCC have voted now to establish a program to offer qualified households up to a $75 monthly benefit toward broadband internet access during the pandemic. A little late, but better late than never.
Well, of course, I guess on the heels of the President Trump losing to President Biden, what was the guy's name? Was it Ajit Pai or something?
Yeah.
Was the FCC chairman, and now somebody else is.
The so-called Emergency Broadband Benefit Program, or EBBP, is expected to be implemented within 60 days. A $3.2 billion program designed to lower the cost of high-speed internet service for those struggling to get the connectivity they need during the ongoing pandemic. It's a challenge that is all too real for many families, said FCC Acting Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel.
So we went from Ajit Pai to
Rosenworcel.
Rosenworcel.
Okay. Yeah. This is a program that will help those at risk of digital disconnection. It will help those sitting in cars and parking lots just to catch a Wi-Fi signal to go online for work. It'll help those lingering outside the library with a laptop just to get a wireless signal for remote learning. It will help those who worry about choosing between paying a broadband bill and paying rent or buying groceries. In short, this program can make a meaningful difference in the lives of people across the country. Now, the program will provide discounts of up to $50 a month for broadband service and up to $75 a month for households on tribal lands. It also gives a one-time discount of up to $100 for a computer or tablet purchase for each eligible household. To be eligible, households must participate in an existing low-income or pandemic relief program offered by a broadband provider, be a Lifeline subscriber, including those who receive Medicaid or SNAP benefits, have children who receive free or reduced price lunch or breakfast at school, be Pell Grant recipients, or include individuals who have lost their jobs or a significant portion of their income since February 29th of 2020. So that's out there for those that may need some help.
So I got a flyer here from the Bourbon Ministerial Alliance. It says they're going to do free boxed food blessings on Thursday. It starts at 11:30 a.m. at the Elm Street in Bourbon, across from the community center. Okay.
All right.
Free boxed food blessings. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't say what your eligibility. Don't know. Thursday, March 4th, 11:30 a.m. across from the community center in Bourbon. There you go.
So head by and check that out if you're
absolutely.
Food. I guess sounds like it's open to pretty much anybody.
I am supposed to speak with Elizabeth Hellman and Dr. Barbin about wound care coming up at 9:10 this morning from Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. We'll do that via Zoom.
All right. Did you hear about the big iceberg down in Antarctica?
The big iceberg.
Yes.
No, I did not.
Well, an iceberg the size of the city of Los Angeles broke off the Brunt ice shelf in Antarctica on Friday, but chances of it moving a significant distance or running aground are still unknown, according to the British Antarctic Survey. The iceberg has been slowly breaking away from the Brunt ice shelf, a nearly 500-foot thick floating ice shelf, at about a half mile per day since January as it pushed northeast. The crack widened several hundred feet in a matter of hours Friday before completely breaking free. Now then, the iceberg covers an estimated 469 to 503 square miles.
Wow.
Roughly the size of California's largest city and slightly bigger than New York City. Jane Francis with the British Antarctic Survey said her team had been monitoring the shelf daily using an automated network of high-precision GPS instruments that surround its Haley research station. The devices measure how the ice shelf was deforming and moving. They also used satellite images from the European Space Agency and NASA, along with the German satellite Terra-SAR-X.
I was kind of wondering, who sits around and watches an iceberg?
That's probably slower than paint drying.
Well,
now, over the coming weeks or months, the iceberg may move away, or it could run aground or remain close to the Brunt ice shelf. And they say there's also a possibility if it does that, the crack may fill back in over time and reattach to the ice shelf. So I think they're probably voting for the running aground. I don't think you want a 400 or 500 square mile iceberg, roaming free out there anywhere.
Now, my, I watch a lot of, I guess a lot of them are from the History Channel. I don't know where all they come from, Discovery, something like that. But
yeah,
I watch them on YouTube on my TV, and these things. And of course, recently, I guess they've, because the Antarctic is, a lot of stuff is melting, there's a hole, in the ocean, or basically water that hasn't seen the atmosphere of the Earth for hundreds of thousands of years. And one concern is that there may be bacteria or disease or something like that,
some microorganism in there
from hundreds of thousands of years ago that gets let loose
spewing up to the air. Yeah.
Another thing is they think from side scan and LiDAR and stuff like that there's actually the remains of a city down there. Some people
Atlantis.
think there you go. Some people think it may be Atlantis. There's some other things that they're some odd animals and things like that they're discovering. So it's kind of interesting, but also of course we're
a little bit scary.
Well, worried about that. Worried about the ice melting and the water table rising.
Yeah,
and
sea level rising.
Yeah.
Around
I am one of those things that I'm one of those people who think that this has probably been going on for hundreds of thousands of, if not millions of years, and there's probably not much we can do about it. But other people think that we're because
Well, yeah, they had the
Drive-
long-standing hole in the ozone over the pole down there, and they think a lot of
Right.
people are saying that has contributed to a more rapid melting in Antarctica than even in the Arctic Circle. So I don't know.
yeah.
And I had a story here. I don't know if interesting is the word for it or not, but is that an influencer or a lab rat? New research suggests the two have more in common than one might think.
Oh no.
And I ponder this daily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. According to a new paper published Friday in the journal Nature Communications, the quest for affirmation in the form of likes and followers on major social media platforms follows a pattern of reward learning, a phenomenon typically used to describe animals seeking out food rewards.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So like Pavlov's dog.
Something
ringing-
like that, yeah.
Ding.
These results establish that social media engagement follows basic cross-species principles of reward learning. The findings may help us understand why social media comes to dominate daily life for many people and provide clues borrowed from research on reward learning and addiction to how troubling online engagement may be addressed. The world has never been more online, and increasingly, human interactions are mediated by social media platforms. Critics have complained that social media platforms encourage addictive behavior, compelling users to seek out online engagement and affirmation while foregoing healthy in-person interaction. The use of social media has inspired hundreds of studies and social science experiments, but what exactly drives addict-like behavior remains unclear. Now, for this latest study, researchers analyzed the posting patterns of some 4,000 users on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and other social media sites. Specifically, scientists looked at the temporal spacing of more than 1 million posts, whatever temporal spacing is. The analysis showed users post more often when the likes are flowing. When affirmation is harder to come by and the likes dry up, the users post less frequently. In separate experiments, researchers had volunteers post memes on an Instagram-like platform. As predicted, the users posted more often when they received more likes.
Okay.
Yep. Our findings can help lead to a better understanding of why social media dominates so many people's daily lives and can also provide leads for ways of tackling excessive online behavior, according to one of the some professor of behavioral psychology at the University of Amsterdam, and I'm not even going to try the last name there, but yeah. So
I read a thing one time that said you get endorphins whenever somebody likes your post.
oh yeah,
It
yeah.
somehow stimulates your
Yeah,
brain
just like getting approval in person. It's the same thing, Researchers use computer models to compare the behavior of social media users to animals seeking food rewards. The models revealed strong parallels between social media engagement and the behavioral patterns of rats inside a Skinner box, which is an experimental container in which animals perform actions like pressing various levers to receive food rewards.
So you could teach your dog to Facebook as a
I don't know.
yeah. Okay.
Worth a try. What the heck?
Robbery suspect was in the process of going through a house in Germany when the residents came home.
Oops.
In a rush to escape, the suspect left his wallet.
Okay, so why did he have his wallet out to begin with?
I don't know.
Was he trying to shimmy the lock with his the credit card or something?
Police say that he was attempting to make an online purchase of computer parts from the computer that he was about to steal. And I guess he heard the people come home, so he just jumped up and ran off.
And had his wallet sitting out there.
Yeah.
Steal the computer, then go home. Not that I'm trying to help any criminals or
So, I read through this briefly, and I'll say that I agree.
Okay.
You put a guy in a dental chair, he turns into a wimp. Survey says 49% of dentists said males are more anxious when it comes to dental appointments. Only 15% of dentists thought females were the scaredy cats. In the survey, boys generally are no more afraid than girls, but as you get older, the fear-gender gap widens. By the time patients hit their 40s, there are 4 dental-phobic men for every anxious woman. One reason may be that men don't take care of their teeth as well as women do, and therefore they need more work.
I'd say that's a viable.
Yeah. And I guess you heard the Democrats dropped the backdoor effort for the $15 minimum wage hike.
Yeah.
Senators Bernie Sanders, the independent, whatever.
Sure.
From Vermont, and Ron Wyden, Democrat from Oregon, were in the midst of drafting a plan to levy a 5% tax on the payrolls of large corporations that don't compensate workers below an unspecified wage. It would be paired with tax credits to incentivize small businesses to raise their employees' wages. That's from the Business Insider. From the Wall Street Journal, a federal wage mandate makes little sense in a country as large and economically diverse as the United States. Hawaii's overall prices run 119% of the national level, compared with 84% in Mississippi, per 2019 data from the Bureau of Economic Analysis. They're 135% of the national level in the San Francisco region, against very inexpensive rural areas in low-cost states. And again, that's according to the Wall Street Journal. So, you know, I don't know.
I think
I don't think people. I mean, I understand. I understand people wanting to go to. I understand people going to Washington and wanting to help people. I think a good deal of people go to Washington wanting to help themselves. But
seems that way.
But
yes.
I do believe that there are people who want to help, but their lack of understanding about how the way the world works, and I'm not telling anybody I'm any big expert or anything, but I try to understand the different, ways that this would affect people.
You know, I've often thought that as a requirement to hold an elected office in state government, federal government, where you're talking about large amounts of money, and it probably would be helpful even on the local level, that people should be required to have like a civics course, economics.
But not even all civics people. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but not all the civics people agree on some of this stuff.
Well, I mean, just I don't know that it has to get just overly involved, but even a basic, civic/government course, in economic, maybe probably a little bit more involved economic type of course, to where you're a little bit more up on world economics as well.
So I heard
as
this
national.
morning. I heard this morning on the news that Ilhan Omar wants people who the people who torpedoed this. She wants their constituents to get them out of office, which that's fine. Nobody pays any attention to Ilhan Omar anyway. But
I hope not.
I just happened to hear that this morning. And then I heard, you hear a dumb thing and you think, did these people really say this? And
And usually it's true.
Yeah, usually it's true. And I wish I could remember now. The thing was, well, what if you make $15 an hour, and the people that work under you suddenly now make the same amount? And they said, well, that's real easy. You just go to your employer and ask them to give you a raise. Well, what if they don't give me a raise? Well, then go out and find a job for $15 an hour. That's a lot easier than what you're doing now. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, but
somehow the logic on that just really doesn't add up.
So okay. So you're making $15 an hour. They raise everybody, that's under you, to $15 an hour. Milk goes up, bread goes up, coffee goes up, gas goes up. So now you, say you were making $15 an hour and you were fairly reasonably happy or whatever, and you could afford to make your house payment and your car payment and your credit card payment and whatever it was, now the price of everything goes up, so it affects you detrimentally, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, but nobody wants to talk about that. They want to talk about the 3% of people who make minimum wage.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be, and I wouldn't argue with, well, yeah, it was supposed to be an entry wage, but people are living off of it. Well, yeah, people probably are, but who's, is that their choice, or could they get better jobs? I don't know.
Well,
it's a tough thing to talk about.
It is, and everybody's situation is different. I get that. Some people, think, well, there's all kinds of better paying jobs out there. Why don't they just go get one? Well, there may be circumstances that keep them from qualifying for those other jobs, and then
maybe
one of my things is there's a lot of job training programs out there. If you want to better yourself and make a higher wage, I have always kind of thought that it's your responsibility. That
nothing's your responsibility. The government needs to take care of you from the cradle to the grave.
You should put forth the time and effort. And I'm not saying it would be easy. You may have to take night classes or online training or whatever. And
Didn't your mother always tell you life would be easy?
No, yeah, right. Yeah, life is fair. Life is easy. Sure.
Yeah, Mom didn't say that.
No, my mom didn't tell me that.
Get out there and work.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, and hey, Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Oh, yeah.
In the news here lately.
Yeah,
a lot. Not some good things. He said Sunday he was, quote, truly sorry, unquote, if, quote, some of the things I have said had been misinterpreted as an unwanted flirtation.
Yeah, but now there's a second woman.
Well, this is after that second woman came out.
Oh, I see.
After earlier in the day asking the New York State's Attorney General and Chief Judge to appoint an independent investigator to examine the allegations of sexual harassment made against him. So he's asking for the investigation. Cuomo aide Charlotte Bennett, who's 25, told the New York Times in a report Saturday that he had made several inappropriate remarks about her sex life. And last week, Lindsey Boylan, a deputy secretary for economic development and special advisor to Cuomo from 2015 to 18, said the governor sexually harassed her for years in a post on Medium. On Saturday, Cuomo had announced the appointment of a former federal judge to look into the allegations, but members of his party, including Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, said that wasn't good enough. The governor's office wants a review of the sexual harassment claims made against the governor to be done in a manner beyond reproach. Beth Garvey, special counsel and senior advisor to Cuomo, said in a statement Sunday morning, we had selected former federal judge Barbara Jones with a stellar record for qualifications and integrity, but we want to avoid even the perception of a lack of independence or inference of politics. New York Attorney General Tish James, who is a Democrat, said she is prepared to lead an independent investigation into Cuomo. Allegations of sexual harassment should always be taken seriously. There must be a truly independent investigation to thoroughly review these troubling allegations against the governor, and I stand ready to oversee that investigation and make any appointments necessary. Now, James then issued a clarifying statement saying, I do not accept the governor's proposal. The state's executive law clearly gives my office the authority to investigate this matter once the governor provides a referral. Now, Bennett said that Cuomo asked her questions about her sex life during a conversation in his state capitol office in June. The 25-year-old former executive assistant and health policy advisor to Cuomo said he was open to relationships with women in their 20s. Now, in a statement Saturday, Cuomo said, I never made advances toward Ms. Bennett, nor did I ever intend to act in any way that was inappropriate. The last thing I would ever have wanted was to make her feel any of the things that are being reported. He added that she came to me and opened up about being a sexual assault survivor, and that, quote, I tried to be supportive and helpful. He further explained the situation on Sunday, and I love this. At work, sometimes I think I'm being playful and making jokes that I think are funny. I do on occasion tease people in what I think is a good-natured way. I do it in public and in private. You've seen me do it at briefings hundreds of times. I have teased people about their personal lives, their relationships, about getting married or not getting married. I mean no offense and only attempt to add some levity and banter to what is a very serious business.
Well,
yeah, okay.
So you know what the thing that amazes me about a bunch of this, and I don't know what Cuomo's, whether he's a lawyer or not, but a lot of these people are attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd think they'd know better than, some of these people, but a lot of people that go into, government stuff are attorneys themselves, and I don't know. So, Democrats, my favorite people, they have launched an effort to boycott Hyatt for hosting the CPAC. And Hyatt responded with this statement: "We take pride in operating a highly inclusive environment, and we believe..." Inclusive, isn't that one of the buzzwords for the Democrats?
Yeah, man, that's everything. Yeah, everybody's got to be included in everything.
Inclusive environment, and we believe that the facilitation of gatherings is a central element of what we do as a hospitality company. We believe in the right of individuals and organizations to peacefully express their, and then another buzzword, peacefully express
Yeah, I think the Democrats
their
like to use
views,
that.
independent of the degree to which the perspectives of those hosting meetings and events at our hotels align with ours. Our own values support a culture that is characterized by empathy, respect, and diversity of opinions and backgrounds, and we strive to bring this to light through what we do and how we engage with those in our care. So I thought that was a good comeback to
Yeah,
them.
good response from them.
Doesn't mean that they're going to stop with their,
Call for the boycott.
boycott or whatever. But anyway, so my boycott of Coke's been going well since since they've asked me to
I'm
be
joining in on that.
since they've asked me to become less white.
You see the Facebook.
Well,
You see the Facebook meme?
There's a whole bunch of
Yeah,
Facebook
about the
stuff.
guy goes in. You see the Coke emblem in the background. There's a guy and a gal there from the HR department. The guy goes in, is handing over his resume. "Hi, my name is Les White, and I'm looking for a job." And they're like, "You're hired."
Yeah. I like the one that says, "I don't know how to be less white, but I do know how to drink less Coke." Yeah. So I don't know. I think they stepped in it there, but
big time.
I don't think that's going to hurt them too bad. I mean, they're a huge company, but let's see. It's barely a story anymore, but the Antifa riots continue in Portland.
Yeah, you never hear about it.
So all the businesses can do is prepare for the violence as best they can, because nobody's paying any attention. They don't seem to care.
No, they don't. Never has. You haven't seen one single thing about it on the national news. None of the Democrats are saying, "Hey, folks out there, you need to stop." No, it's a
and
crickets right now.
The other thing is we watched the big presentation about the Georgia votes and stuff like that. Go out on Google and try to find out what's going on with that. Whether there's any, you can't find anything.
Nothing.
It's like crickets.
It's dead.
Yeah,
it's dead. Birthdays today: Polish composer Frédéric Chopin, born in 1810. Big band leader Glenn Miller in 1904. David Niven, the actor, in 1910, was in the Guns of Navarone and many others. Former Cardinals and Cubs announcer Harry Carey, born in 1914. Deke Slayton, one of the original Mercury astronauts, born in 1924. We talked about Robert Clary. He's 95 today. Singer Harry Belafonte is 94. Actor Robert Conrad.
Isn't he Deo?
Yeah. Robert Conrad from the Wild Wild West and Wild Black Sheep was born in 1935. Died a little over a year ago.
Pappy Boyington.
Roger Daltrey from The Who is 77.
Who?
Dirk Benedict from the A-Team and Battlestar Galactica is 76.
He was Face.
Yep. Actor, songwriter Alan Thicke, born in 1947, since passed on. Ron Howard, little Opie.
Yeah.
The Andy Griffith Show, Happy Days, and has directed many hit movies. Catherine Bach.
Oh, yeah.
Daisy Duke.
I met her.
Yep, you did. She's 67 today.
My brush with fame.
Yeah, Jimmy Fortune from the Statler Brothers is 65. Actor Tim Daly from Wings and more recently The Fugitive is 65. TV journalist Don Lemon is 55.
Yeah.
Actor George Eads from CSI.
That's the way they should introduce him.
Yeah. Don.
No, it's Don Lemon.
George Eads from CSI and MacGyver is 54 today. Actor Javier Bardem is 52. Mark Paul Gosselaar is 47. Saved by the Bell and NYPD Blue. Jensen Ackles from Supernatural plays Dean. 43 today. Singer Keisha is 34. Don't know what she sings. Justin Bieber, the Biebs.
I think it's actually Kesha.
Okay, Kesha, whatever. I can say you should have my And the Biebs is 27 today.
All right. We are AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan 94.1 FM. It's 9 o'clock. Time for the news. I'll be back with the For Sale show, and then we'll talk to some folks from Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. Thanks, Bob.
You bet.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Myanmar police fired on protesters around the country on Sunday in the bloodiest day in weeks of demonstrations against a military coup. At least 18 people were killed, said the United Nations. President Biden offered his support on Sunday to union organizing efforts as Amazon workers at an Alabama warehouse vote on whether to unionize. In a video posted on Twitter, the president told workers that are considering joining a union that they face a vitally important choice. Virginia lawmakers approved a bill on Saturday that will legalize recreational marijuana in 2024. Virginia will be the first southern state to vote to legalize marijuana for adults. Putting to rest talk of a third party to break off from the GOP, President Trump said there will be only one Republican Party, united all the way. Trump spoke at the American Conservative Union Conference in Orlando, Florida on Sunday. This is USA Radio News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
The product that you have given me here is, as far as I'm concerned, sent to me from heaven. I love it a great deal. It's hard to find anything that's real nowadays. I enjoy it immensely. It's making my life so much better. I feel so much better. And during this pandemic, I have no worries whatsoever. My immune system has got to be at a top-notch level. I don't seem to get colds or anything. I don't know what getting sick is anymore. This is so cool.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or by going to balanceofnature.com and make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code USA.
Irv Cross, a key member of the NFL Today and CBS Sports for more than 2 decades, following a career as a player and coach in the NFL, died Sunday near his home in Roseville, Minnesota. Previously diagnosed with dementia, he was 81 years of age. President Trump, speaking at CPAC in Orlando, Florida Sunday, gave some love to Rush Limbaugh.
The wife of talk radio legend Rush Limbaugh joined the former president for his speech in Orlando.
I also want to pay my love and respect to the great Rush Limbaugh, who is watching closely and smiling down on us. He's watching and he's loving it, and he loves Catherine. Catherine, thank you for being here. So great. Thank you, Catherine. He loved you, Catherine. I will tell you that.
Limbaugh's family said Friday that he was buried in a private ceremony in St. Louis. Rush passed February 17th from lung cancer at the age of 75. From the USA Radio News Oregon Bureau, I'm Jeremy Scott.
Thanks for listening. We are USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go, and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
President Biden was in Texas Friday. Val Dior from the Texas USA Radio News Bureau reports.
Joe Biden and First Lady Jill heard firsthand from Texans still struggling from that brutal winter weather on his first trip to a major disaster area since he took office. He was briefed by emergency officials and thanked workers for doing God's work. He promised the federal government will be there for Texans as they try to recover, not just from this storm, but also the health and economic crisis caused by COVID. Tens of thousands of Houston area residents are still without safe water, he learned while visiting the Houston Food Bank, and a briefing from acting FEMA Administrator Bob Fenton. Homeland Security Advisor Liz Sherwood Randall accompanied the Bidens to Houston, and they were joined by Governor Greg Abbott and Senator John Cornyn, both Republicans, as well as a long list of Democrats, spearheaded by Houston area members of Congress, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo, and Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner.
At least 4.3 million Texans lost electricity at one point last week during the winter storm. Millions more lost water or were under a boil advisory. NASCAR's Winter Sunday, William Byron talks about winning after a tough start this NASCAR season.
Which was going to be good, and we had some issues. So it was a tough start to the season, but we didn't think about that going into this week. We just thought about executing a good race, and it's always nice when the speed's there, but I feel like we put in the effort to make sure it was, and it was kind of a flawless weekend, really.
NASCAR continues this weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada. For USA Radio News, I'm Lance Pry.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center for this morning, expecting mostly cloudy skies. Sunny this afternoon, a high temperature of 49 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear and cool, a low of 29. On Tuesday, expecting sunny skies, a high temperature of 52. Tuesday night, mostly clear, a low of 33. On your Wednesday, looking at sunny skies, a high temperature of 58. Wednesday night, mostly clear, a low of 33. And on Thursday, sunny, a high of 56. For KTUI, I'm Andrew Brady.
All right, thank you, Andrew. It's 5.5 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, and it's time for the For Sale Show. If you've got something that you would like to buy, sell, or trade, you can give me a call here at 468-5101. That's 468-5101. You can also send me a text message, 573-677-1001. That's 677-1001. And you can send me an email at forsale@ktui.com. That's forsale@ktui.com, and you can spell it out, FOR sale, or you can use the number 4, and that will work as well. All right. And in just a bit, we're going to be talking with some folks from the Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. But right now, I have a few things in my list of items here. And one of them is we've got some 5x5 round hay bales for sale. I don't know, they got two prices here, but the most it would cost you is $15 a piece. 314-630-9463. 314-630-9463. Or you can call 573-457-5389. 457-5389. And somebody's got some heavy-duty clothesline poles for $40. 636-208-0754. That's 636-208-0754 for those clothesline poles. Got a Winchester 370. It's a Model 370, and it was built in 1970. They also have a fiddle and a dobro and some round bales of hay for $20. 573-764-4435. 573-764-4435 is the number to call for that. We've got some canned goods, over 250 or so canned goods. 573-327-9068. 573-327-9068. And a disabled man looking for a freestanding bathtub. Low income, needs some help. For more information, you can call him at 573-860-8257. That's 573-860-8257. And then I got something texted to me here. If I can find it again here. Where did it go? Here it is. Go exercise machine. It says make an offer on it. 732-4862. 732-4862 for that Go exercise machine. And that's it. That's a Bourbon number. 573-732-4862. All right. I think that's it for my list of items here this morning. And I'm going to let you listen to this from the folks at Jerry's TV. When I come back, we'll be talking with some folks from Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. You stay tuned here to KTUI.
Jerry's TV in Sullivan is a family-owned appliance, furniture, mattress, and electronics store. Jerry's has over 20,000 square feet of showroom with name brands of fine quality home furnishings at low prices. Jerry's TV's been serving the Sullivan and surrounding area since 1962. Jerry's has in-store financing, fast free delivery, free setup, and free removal. When you shop at Jerry's, you get discount store prices with service in every department. Shop local. Shop Jerry's TV, 375 West Springfield in Sullivan, because service matters.
All right, it is 10 minutes past 9 o'clock. It is 34 degrees here at the studios of KTUI. And with me now from Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, we've got Dr. Jennifer Barbin. And let me see if I can get her on YouTube here, and there we go, I think. So, Dr. Barbin, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I think we're having a little problem bringing Elizabeth in here, but I guess she's working on that. So, okay. you guys wanted to talk a little bit about wound care. So, what do people need to know about wound care?
Well, we just wanted to let people know with everything going on, you don't want to neglect yourself, and wounds, we take care of a lot of chronic wounds, and we mean by chronic, you don't have to wait a year or anything. I would, say you get a wound now, maybe see your primary, get that treated, but if that's not getting any better in 2 weeks, you can come on and see us already. Some people think chronic, I wait for 4 months. No, see us much sooner. The sooner you get in, the quicker it'll heal. And this goes for, we see a lot of diabetic wounds. We all know that if you don't treat that quickly, then you can lead to really deep infections, amputations, and all that stuff. But we see other wounds as well. From, if you swell a lot, some people get ulcers with that. If you get hit with a cut with a barbed wire or something, we can see that as well. So really any wounds, burns, so it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a diabetic is what I'm saying. You don't have to have swelling. It's just any wound that doesn't heal, because there must be something going on why it's not healing. Is it your blood flow? Is it some autoimmune issue? Is it just, infection, and that wound can get really gunky? So again, really, if it's not healing up in 2 weeks, I would give that timeline. You really should come in and see us.
So are there people that have, that have had wounds for, I don't know, a year or more than, really?
Yeah.
Years?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now it's getting, I think, more, we're trying to get the word out there, especially to the primary care physicians, those docs that you see see on a regular basis, that, hey, if that wound is not healing and you've gotten 2 rounds of antibiotics and it's not any better, maybe see us. And sometimes we figure things out that you normally wouldn't think about. We find issues with blood flow. Sometimes we find new diabetics, they think, okay, I have a little bit of swelling, but that little bit of swelling in the legs can keep that wound open. Just think about it. Water has to go somewhere, so it just leaks out on that wound and it just doesn't heal up. So we're your basically an addition to what your family care doctor or your primary care physician, because they're not used to doing all these wounds, and we're the next step to that is what I like to think of us.
So I know you mentioned a couple of treatments. Is the bariatric chamber, is that one of those things that they use for?
So the hyperbaric.
There you go.
Hyperbaric.
There you go.
Hyperbaric. Yes, weight loss is great. But yes, the hyperbaric chamber, we do have that, and we're the only ones in, I think, a 90-mile radius that has that. And those are for specific wounds. So you don't get on that off the bat. It's for wounds that, we've tried kind of I wouldn't say basic, but the standard of care, and you just don't get any better. And so if you qualify based on the wound and what the issues are, then we do have the hyperbaric to help with that. So that's our big punch there. And hyperbarics have shown to help with improving blood flow to the wound and decreasing infection. So oxygen is good, right? So the wound bed itself has no oxygen. So the blood flow is poor. You get bacteria growing in there. And so the hyperbaric pushes that oxygen in there. And they've shown that if you do a biopsy, you'll see new growth of cells, new growth of blood vessels. So that really has helped. And we have had really good success with that. People who undergo radiation treatment, especially the head and neck, then they have dental procedures done. Those depending on where it is, those don't heal well. The gums don't have good blood flow. And so say you're one of those who unfortunately had to have that, speak with your dentist before you have all those teeth pulled or something, and we can help, make sure that you heal after. So we've had some, it's not often, but you hear one of those really horrific stories where they had those teeth pulled and it doesn't heal, and then they get bone infections. So that's horrible. So that's, hyperbaric is really good for, again, diabetic foot ulcers, chronic bone infections, and then radiation, post-radiation effects. Mm-hmm.
So I heard you talking a little bit earlier about swelling and stuff, and I've talked to some of the physical therapists and from Missouri Baptist, and they say, after an injury, swelling is normal, but it's also normal for it to go away, and if it doesn't, then you need to see your doctor, right?
Right. So normal swelling, yes. You have that when you have an injury or say a sprained ankle or something, but there are folks who have swelling all the time because of poor vein flow or, heart disease. And then once you get that infection in the leg, then it kind of makes you more prone to keep getting those, because as your leg swells, then you have small little areas that break open. And so you may not see it, but, just imagine your skin stretching so much. So then that bacteria gets in there. And so we do, that's a good point you brought up too. We work a lot with, physical therapy and the lymphedema therapists. And then we can help the patients get either those compression socks or stockings. And then there are these, for more complicated folks, we get them these wraps that they can then maintain the swelling in the leg, so they don't keep having these issues and they don't keep swelling, and it's just good. So, and we work with a lot of other docs too, vascular surgeons or cardiologists. So it's not just us. We try to find out what other causes are going on that won't heal the wound. So we have to work with your primary to get your diabetes under control, or basically we tell on you and say you gotta go and see your doctor. You haven't seen them in 6 months, so stuff like that. And we see them every week. So it's really more kind of eyes on with the patient, because we see them every week. Your primary you see every month, if at the most,
Well, I see Elizabeth is connected, but she still has her microphone muted there. If she could unmute that, I don't know. But Dr. Barber, I think one of the things that I learned from the physical therapists when I was talking to them was, all my life, you'd grow up, you see people and they, their feet or their legs or whatever would be swollen, and they would say, well, that's just normal. But the physical therapists tell us that there's nothing really normal about that. I mean, it may happen, but it's not supposed to.
Right. I mean, ideally, it's not supposed to. There are some things that we have to end up living with, right? Mm-hmm. But if we can fix it, it'd be better.
So, so how are things? I know. Things with COVID have, it seems, relaxed around here. I think people are, the numbers of people with COVID going down and stuff. But all the protocols and stuff are still in place at the hospital, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And we have to remember that even though we're doing really good here, people travel from all over. I go 10 minutes away, it's a different count. 10 minutes, Yes. So it's nice that we're going down, but let's not relax too much so that we don't go up. We're going down and we're doing things the right way. So here in the hospital, if I see you in person, we have our masks and we have our face shields still. And this even goes with us who are vaccinated, because we still don't want to pass anything on. There's still that question whether we can be, the silent carrier. I'm still really urging everybody to get vaccinated, because you do have that 95%. And then if we really drop off, gosh, I can't wait for the day when we can relax. I mean, I know Australia, if you can see them, it's like they're almost, pretty much back to normal. And so I really and they were very, very, very strict. So yes, we're getting better. Don't lax up too much, and we don't want to see that spike again, so.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience getting I assume that you've gotten your second one now. Is that true?
Yeah. Yep. So I always tell people here that it's voluntary. The hospital is not forcing us to do it, so we're all coming in here where we want to have it done. So I got the 2 shots. I did feel tired after the first one, and then the second one, and that's just for a couple of days. You have to take a nap, which I normally don't. But it does make you really tired. And so I got mine over the weekend. I did get a reaction to the shot. So I'm a wuss anyway. I get the flu shot. I'm like, how? But for me, it was a little bit more painful than the flu shot. And I got a big whelp on both. And the second shot was a little harder, and I got my migraines, but everyone's different. I mean, my nurse here, she got the first, felt tired, got the second, and had no issues. But I guess in general, I would say expect to be tired, expect to feel kind of that achiness, and then it'll go away.
All right. So I think Elizabeth might be with us now. Elizabeth, are you there? I thought I heard her there for a second, but I guess not. Dr. Barber, tell us, have you, I guess what I've been seeing is that flu is almost non-existent right now. Is that true?
Knock on wood, that we haven't seen a whole lot. It's, with the COVID swabs, we have the 2-in-1 now. So if you have symptoms, when you swab it, it's 2-in-1. So we are checking for both. So, we still are, kind of aware that it's there, and definitely would still push the flu shot, because how unlucky if you get both, right?
Right.
So just get the protection that we already have, and then wait for your shot. But yeah, I know it's almost like COVID scared it away, right?
Right. All right, Dr. Barbin, I got a message here from Elizabeth that says she's not getting any sound at all. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and close here. But is there anything else you wanted to tell people?
No, I mean, just don't, there's a lot of stuff going on, but we're here to help you. Don't forget yourself. I always tell folks, it's kind of like your car, you need your tune-up, and you need to be checked out, and don't think that, hey, I don't want to go to the hospital because of COVID, where I think, like right now, this is really the safe place to be, because we have all the preventive stuff, all the masking, all the screening. We don't get sick people in the clinic. We have special designated areas, so don't be afraid to come in. But yeah, you don't want to suffer with that wound or any other ailment for months without being seen. We're here to help you out.
All right. Are you taking new patients?
Yep, always.
Always.
Just call the front desk and get yourself scheduled.
All right. Well, Dr. Barbin, thank you for talking with us this morning. I'm sorry we couldn't get Elizabeth conferenced in here. But
technology, love, hate.
Oh, yeah, exactly. All right, Dr. Barbin, thank you, and we will talk to you again in the future.
Okay, great.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
All right, it is 4 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. And it is about 30, let's see, I think it's about 36 degrees here at the studios of KTUI. I appreciate you spending some time here with us this morning. I don't know, we've been having some internet issues here this morning. It's dropped us offline a couple of times. And, but maybe I'll reboot the modem and see what happens. All right. Let's see. Happy birthday today to Hunter Joslin, Janet Morrow, Andy Daisy, Jennifer Abel, and my brother-in-law in Texas, in Greenville, Texas. He listens online sometimes, and he's 56. He's trying to catch up with me, but so happy birthday to Alan. All right, sunny skies today, high near 50. Clear tonight, low around 29. Sunny tomorrow, high near 53. And say a prayer for the leadership of our country, for the men and women who protect this great nation of ours. Also, folks that work in healthcare, the doctors and nurses at our hospitals and nursing homes, and all the staff members and the first responders. Also, try to find a blood drive somewhere. They have, all you got to do is go to redcrossblood.org, and they will tell you when the next closest blood drive is and how to get signed up for it. And sign the back of your driver's license, be an organ donor. That's going to do it for me today. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And Mike Gallagher is up next here on KTUI. Stay tuned.
A lot of things going on. To so many wonderful friends, conservatives, and fellow citizens in this room and all across our country, I stand before you today to declare that the incredible journey we begun together, we went through a journey like nobody else. There's never been a journey like it. There's never been a journey so successful. We began it together 4 years ago, and it is far from being over. We've just started.
In many ways,